Yes, we
Would you
are.
all please rise and join with me in reciting the pledge? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everybody for being here. Jesse,
Yes,
you wanna handle your report?
absolutely. Morning, everybody. Our call volume for the month of July, you'll notice, was down in comparison to that of this time last year. What I do want to bring your attention to for a moment is our numbers from January 1 through year to date. So in the first month here, I've done some number crunching and had cross-referenced data with our reporting platform compared to what the 911 center maintains. And so the numbers you see from January 1st to present are increased to the tune of about 20%. And the difference for that is can be accounted for in the number of intercept requests that we have been getting from other jurisdictions. And then in addition to that, there are several calls that we get that are, for lack of a better term, public service oriented, whether that's medical alarm activations or instances where we're disregarded before we arrive. And so the numbers you see here are the accurate number of times we have been dispatched by the 911 center throughout the year from month to month. But that doesn't always mean that we make patient contact, if that makes sense. And so you'll see when we get to it on the intercept and mutual aid requests, those are also different from the reports that you received previously. Again, just accounting for that data that the 911 center maintains. So this is a true reflection of the number as far as 911 calls are concerned that we have been dispatched throughout the year. And so on average for this month, we came in at about 7 calls per day in the month of July. Before I go any further, I guess you guys have any questions about the differences in those numbers and how they're accounted for?
So the 222 is the number of times that our center received 911 calls and we toned you out.
Correct.
Right.
And so now I've got Taylor, our 911 director. She is sending me a monthly report that comes from their computer-aided dispatching platform that I can compare to the number of reports that we have generated. So when
In addition to the 911 calls.
Yes, so when we create a report, that's a patient care report based on the contact and care that we give at the scene and during transport. When we don't make patient contact or when we're disregarded, we don't offer those reports because we never establish or render any care.
Yeah.
So I went back and ran those numbers from January 1st to present compared to the reports that we've provided to you guys previously. And that's the difference. So the numbers that you see in the total 911 calls column were cross-referenced to all the information that the 911 center maintains. And so this is the true number.
The second page, that transfer to the St. Vincent Hospital, Peyton Manning, is that in Indianapolis?
It is in
Was
Indianapolis.
that an emergency transfer?
Yes, that for whatever reason came up on the 911 transport list, but anytime that we go to Indianapolis, it is an inter-facility transfer.
So it wasn't really emergency in the way it was and the way it wasn't?
It may have been an emergent transfer
Absolutely.
to Indianapolis, yeah, I mean, I can speak to that a
I
little
just
bit when we
wondered.
get to it, but
Yeah, that's a long
yeah.
trip.
Get in about a good hour 45 one way.
Yeah, okay, I just wondered.
So beyond the calls for service, response times remain within the contractual thresholds. Generally, we are responding in less than a minute when dispatched. Our en route to arrival times are just a little bit quicker than 6 minutes to the scene. This month appears we spent about 25 minutes on average at the scene of an incident before transport. And then we are getting to our destinations, which more often than not is our own local hospital, in less than 10. 33 interfacility transfers on the month, 8 of which were emergent, 25 were non-emergent. We had 59 patients that had refused care at the scene or did not want to be transported. 35 hospital to non-hospital transfers, which is generally just discharges back to their own residence or an assisted living facility. 11 public assistance requests. So again, those are our lift assistance calls, maybe a medical alarm activation that was unfounded. I'll skip on down to our education piece for the month. We taught 8 classes on the whole, all of which were American Heart Association based, CPR, first aid, etc. to local groups. We had 13 intercept requests this month, and those intercept requests will more often come from Chrisman and their ambulance service, but we will sometimes go to Clark County on request, and then we've also had those requests from Georgetown Ambulance in the past also. And it was a little bit of a PR heavy month with the county fair, had 14 PR related events. And then on the second page that you have, you'll see that 137 of our patient contacts resulted in a transport to RM Hospital, and everything else went to other facilities. You guys have any questions for me?
Hey Jesse, could I get a copy of that
Yeah,
sometime?
absolutely, Augie, sorry I left you out there.
Don't let it happen
Sure.
again. Thank you.
Crack that whip. That's all I've got, Jeff.
Okay, moving along. Andy, you've got several subjects, I believe.
Yeah.
Insurance,
Insurance,
courthouse.
I talked to Kurt this morning, he was on vacation this week. So, told him we wanna try to get that renewal figure down. He going back to the underwriter and seeing what they can do. Did you see what he said this morning? Did you read that?
He said 10 was gonna be a stretch without,
Yeah, it was.
we're sitting at 19% increase right now.
19.
Yes.
The group's loss ratio last year was 154%. This year it's come down to 108%, that's still not great. What's really hurting them is the 12 high-cost claims ranging from 15,000 to 314,000. Total of 750,000. All but one are still active and will continue to produce claim dollars. So that's the reason that it's difficult to get it down below where we'd like to have it. So we're just kind of in the waiting game right now, waiting to see where it goes.
He was gonna take a look at anything that we could modify the policy on to see what that would produce.
Some change out of pocket, sometimes drop that down a little bit, but of course, people got to pay more money out of pockets, about as broad as it is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta just carefully consider.
Yeah.
It's on the agenda for Wednesday, thinking that at least we could go ahead and say, yeah, this is the company, we didn't bid it out, so.
Was it, or was it bid out?
No, not this
Okay.
year.
I don't know if that makes any difference or not.
In the future.
Yeah.
But,
Everybody's like that, I mean, not gonna change.
yeah.
So is he gonna have an answer on what the final is gonna be on Wednesday?
I don't know yet.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to push him too hard, because that just makes you make a decision. I don't know.
You just,
I don't
you
know.
must post it, okay?
Yeah.
Well, my premium tripled, went from $2 to $7. I shouldn't say. Of course, that's teacher retirement system also.
Yeah. My commercial policy went up substantially this year. Everything is, insurance is,
Well, we're getting older.
yeah, yeah. That was just my liability, my policy for the restaurant went up probably 20–25% this year. So, and they're beginning to look at factors on your places like how old's your roof, how old's
Where you
this,
live at.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, just get used to it. Insurance isn't gonna be cheap anymore.
No.
Gonna have to get creative. I did get a hold of Ray after you and I talked about, we got the water fixed to the drain going up to probation. But in the process, he realized that the drain that drains that part of the building is on its last leg.
It's not seeping or leaking.
No, but it's been patched at some point. I don't know when that was done, obviously before us.
Yes, I didn't remember anything, did you, Carl?
But it's,
Is that the one that goes down to where Augie's stuff is?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
and it's pretty,
It's nasty looking.
it's nasty looking. But what that requires is, if you wanna fix it right, is probably going in and cutting the floor and getting down under the floor in the basement and trying to find out where that pipe connects. Cause if the part you can see, if it looks like that, the cast part that's buried in the wet dirt probably looks worse than that piece. So, Jason he said, I don't know how to give you a quote on that. He goes,
So they didn't know what he's gonna get into.
yeah, nobody's gonna get into. So I sent back, Jeff talked to me and said, I need an idea of what it's gonna cost. And I just went back, talked to Ray, and he said, I'll get a hold of him, Jason, and say, hey, give us
We don't wanna chase him off, but
Right.
we need to have some kind of.
some idea. I mean, I don't even wanna mention any figures, but what it could cost, I just want an idea. Like if you had to cut 50 feet of floor and dig through 2 foot down, what do you think that would run?
Yeah,
And if it goes beyond that, and I can't imagine that it'll go much beyond that, but if it goes beyond that, then at least we'll know that it costs an idea what to start with
Is
on
it better than what it was?
it. Pardon?
Is it better than what it was?
It's what
Whatever
better?
whatever he did.
Oh, he fixed the water, that's supply, so he got the water running up there, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, now the issue is, now it's gonna be draining water from there, and that's where the problem comes in. But hopefully he can get back, at least give us an idea of what he thinks it's gonna be.
So did that take care of what the probation was wanting, so they
Yeah.
could use that restroom?
yeah,
For
for drug
drug
testing
testing.
and, yes.
And, Jason did say he's gonna put it never had a water heater in there for the sink, but now with these little under counter water,
Yeah, they work great.
that's the way to go.
Yeah,
So my understanding is he's gonna put one of those in, and at least they'll have all water.
the other thing to consider, according to Ray, that particular facility up in probation plus one other is all that
It's on the
sewer line maintains or feeds. So there's, the rest of the building is on the other system. Can they be connected?
Well, I think they definitely are at some point. It's probably under the ground
Okay.
where they're connected. My only fear is I don't know if you've done much plumbing, but every time you do plumbing, you end up going 50 times to get this because what it's connected to is broke and what that's connected to breaks.
Well, I remember when we redid our house, they go, well, all you're gonna have to do is replace that. But we had to replace everything.
Everything else,
Yeah.
that's the way plumbing works. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I imagine, if I'm guessing, underneath, some of that's been done at some point. Now, I hope it's recent enough that it's not all cast still up under that floor, because if it is,
Hell, it could be-
cast laying in dirt for over 100 years, you can imagine what that's gonna be like.
Well, I'm hoping it's not tiled under there. The orange
That would
bird.
probably be better than cast, but
I don't
still.
know. I don't know.
Right.
If we have time after the meeting Wednesday, I want to go down and look at it. Have you seen it?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Then we'll
It's
go down there.
really easy to, I mean, it's easy to get to. There's a lot you can't see. I
Right.
mean, you can only see an area like this, but it looks bad.
I'm gonna try, I got some pictures if you wanna see it. I'll pass that around if I can get to it.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll look Wednesday.
Okay.
What about the tower out there? We want to talk about that now.
Go ahead.
Probably should.
Okay, well, we had the third company come in. You know, we had one company that really didn't say anything, and then we had the other company that went up there and said, no, we're not putting anybody on it. Then we had, this other company come out of, or Kentucky or Tennessee, anyway. Good guys. They went up there and they said, that it could, they wouldn't spend any money on it. We could take it down. We could also use it for just the one or two antennas for a couple of, please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. For 5 to 10 years, we could probably get some use out of it and it would be fine, but everything is a risk. I mean, any tower is a risk, but we can't put any pressure or,
Right, it'd have to be all climb and hand installed, no,
Right.
no winching.
we got a price that they would do that for $3,500. They put the antennas on it, so we can use it. Oh, and the lighting, we were under the impression that the lighting didn't meet code or what we were responsible to do, and it does.
He says, if it's lit, it's good.
So, at any rate, you did see, I think Augie sent something out, or maybe it was Josh. Josh checked with Augie on what we're paying a month for the utility bill out there, and I think it's, what, $275?
$250,
Okay, well,
$250, so $3,000 a year.
yeah, so.
But currently, there's 911 antenna and sheriff's department antennas on there. We're in the process of moving putting up new antennas for both 911 and the sheriff's department down on the Preston Road near the 5 Mile Hill. And we're moving from like 300 some feet to 450, moving them up 100 feet. And we're hoping that will take care of a lot of our issues. So if that all works down there at the 5 Mile Hill, then this kind of will be our backup for the time being. You know, so that's where we're at. See how that works once we get the tower or antennas moved down at the 5 Mile Hill.
So, we just wanna let everybody know what's going on and see if they're, I mean, I guess we need to decide whether we wanna put new antennas on that tower
And,
down there. I mean,
this one over here, if everything works down at the 5 Mile Hill,
I
there's
don't
no
see any reason
need
to,
to,
we just
that'll just take care of our
put
problem.
ourselves on hold here.
Right, so we
See what's-
see, and then, you know, if everything works fine, if it doesn't, then we'll have to come up with plan B.
Well, and he said it wouldn't be much to take that tower down if we decided to.
Right.
It'd just be basically cutting the guy wires and going like that to it.
Timber.
And then have somebody come in and salvage the tower. We might even make a couple bucks on it, but I wouldn't count on it. So, I did tell Josh this morning, or asked Josh, to not tell them that we wouldn't be needing the lights. And, you know, if he had to send him the letter to shoot, so we would erase that part of the bill. Now, I think we already paid for the other antennas.
Correct.
So what we can do is offer those to 911 if they want to put on the other tower.
The other what?
Okay, down at where they're gonna put
Okay,
Yeah.
they need antennas to put on that
well,
tower.
they've already got it. We already purchased those a couple months ago, and they're taking them and putting them down
That's what
there.
I'm saying.
That's what
We're-
it's saying.
I was letting the board know that we're just gonna give them those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, yeah,
that's
that was
what
the
I'm saying,
understanding, yeah,
Okay,
right.
I just wanna make sure everybody was.
Yeah, I think
was clear.
everybody understood that.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we've already paid for them.
Right.
They're just gonna take those and put them down.
Correct,
at the hill.
instead of putting them out here.
Right.
Down there,
I just wanna make
Yeah.
sure. Didn't mean to make things more difficult, I was trying.
right,
There's backup power down there.
oh, yeah. Yeah,
And then we'll transfer the hardware that's at the jail out here at a later date.
What's, what hardware that you,
The tower that's at the jail,
That's not even being used.
so we're not
it's not
using it.
used at
not
all.
even,
No.
That's all. This one.
AT&T is the only
It's the only
folks that
thing
are
on that.
actively using that tower. And we may have to put a short little tower on the side.
yeah,
of
just
the
something on the
building.
side of the building here, so they, reach the one down to 5 Mile Hill.
So what are we gonna do this tower that, with this tower that we bought?
Got the wires and push it over maybe.
Backup until.
It's our backup for now.
Right now,
Yeah.
until we get that one established and everything's
See if
good.
that
then-
works, and then we'll probably.
Yeah, they said it could 5, 10, 15 years would be fine, but, you know,
Yeah,
it's an unknown. It's got issues, there's no doubt about that, but,
And then we could clean up the site, and then we could keep the ground and give it to somebody else who wants to use it, or not give it, but have some agreement, or we could just outright sell it. It's 5 acres of ground.
right.
yeah. One point,
5 acres.
one the fire department interested in.
Yeah, there's several.
And there was some interest there.
Yeah, there's some interest there in that property, so.
That's been talking about for a while.
I'm sure we get our money back
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
easily.
I think what we wound up doing is buying the land,
Right.
and,
Right.
And we have a good new generator out there, right? Or we?
No.
we're
Yeah,
good
we
with
did,
the
we,
generator.
it's on hold also.
Okay.
I think we have it.
I was gonna say, are we, you say they've got backup power down there, do we have to put our own, for
No,
our own
no.
equipment? They'll handle that?
They handle all that.
Okay.
Well, see, Matt applied for a grant and he got a small generator
Right.
for over here at the
Yeah.
radio tower, but it was never taken out there.
Okay, right, it's down at the sheriff's.
We can repurpose that at some point.
Right. Yep.
I'm sure that using it is in some instant fashion would probably still make it qualify for the grant that we got, but we'll have to see.
Okay.
Let's see. I gave you this sheet, basically, this company, the Towers LLC down in Kansas, they're gonna put up a 195-foot tower. You can see by the plat map inside where they're gonna put it. Basically, they're asking us if there's any historic relevance to the site or anything that it would cause problems for. I just wanted to make you aware of it. I'm not aware of anything, but we probably should respond to their question, and I wanted to make you aware of it.
I assume it's in the village limits.
Yep.
Have they, I assume they're talking to them too.
Yes. So,
Looks like it's close to the township shed.
yep. Yeah, but they're.
I assume it's for a cell tower. Does anybody know?
I'm not sure that it actually said what purpose the tower was.
Well, I just scanned through, I didn't see it.
Self-support communications tower.
It's gonna be permitted by the FCC, so. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
I know at one time, you know, when 911 was talking about the simulcast, you know, there was some talk about putting in a site for the simulcast in Kansas, and they were talking about the water tower. I don't know what the height of the water tower is, but I guess that would be another option if one of these days we go with the simulcast. if there's a need to put one in the Kansas area. But hopefully this down to 5 Mile Hill is gonna take care of that problem,
I hope so,
yeah.
I hope so.
I feel somewhat confident it will, because before when we were up down there on that tower, we didn't have issues.
Well, and nothing, no matter what we do, over the years, Carl can attest to this, when you're trying to solve problems, there is no 100% solution
Right.
to anything.
Correct.
So, I mean, at some point, you gotta go, hey, this is as good as it's gonna get
Right.
until technology
Right.
catches up, so.
Do you remember when it was down there?
It was, yeah,
When was that? Because anytime I've been on the board, they had issues always, and they spent a lot of money
Oh.
trying to solve those issues, and it never has.
I think it was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When we were,
It's over that.
our towers, or our antennas were there. They got crossways with the company, and they said, get off, and that's when we had to come out here to the radio station. And then that's,
But it
and
worked
talk,
pretty good then?
yes, I've talked to 3 fire chiefs, sheriff's department, and they didn't have hardly any issues back when it was at the 5 Mile Hill.
Okay.
And then once it was moved up here to the radio tower, they started having issues.
Is 911 backing away with simulcast to wait
For now, yeah.
for now? I mean,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Andy, did you have anything else? The electricity is now working, so everything will be fine for the festival?
Did he get that? Yes, it's
I was
done.
gone last
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
so I didn't know.
They had the board,
Or
the south side too.
They had to bore it also.
Yes, had the board also, and Michael and Josh are working on separating that bill.
Okay,
To
I was
get it
gonna say, if they did
reimbursed.
have to board it out, then that was their issue, wasn't it?
And
Okay.
they did talk
It's
to
broken under the service rate.
Foyt's about cleaning up the site around the immediate building, you know, that 5 or 6
Okay,
feet
yeah,
out.
where that stuff was, all
Yeah.
the gravel and stuff. Okay.
Okay,
I've got a question on insurance. Remember a month or so ago, we had this guy from Terre Haute that talked about that plan. I don't remember now.
I haven't heard anything.
Globe Life.
Yeah. So, I mean, where are we at? I mean, is there any interest in it to pursue it or just forget it?
Well, he stopped in yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, did he?
I'm sorry, not yesterday, Friday, and asked what the board wanted to do about it. And we didn't get it discussed at the last board meeting, and so that was the way we left it. That we just didn't get to it, and so you gotta decide what you wanna do.
And it's not on the agenda, is it?
And it's not on the agenda. And he said I told him that today's a study session, Wednesday's a board meeting, not on the agenda. And like I said, but I would let the board know, remind them that we've gotta give him an answer. And he, you know, he was real nice. He said, I'd be glad to come back anytime if you want to talk more about it, so.
Does this seem like more of a department by department decision versus a
It
board
never has
decision?
been, Andy, it's always been more at the board level saying, yes, you can come in, or no, you can't come in. And so if you do for one, you gotta do for all, at least give them the opportunity to say yes or no.
Otherwise, we'd have people or departments going off in 10 different directions.
What do you want? I'll throw this out, maybe get some kind of flyer or some information from him, give to all the departments, let them look at it, and if there's any interest, then
Right.
we could say, okay, we'll do this. Then he could set up meetings and come in, because everybody has to come and listen and sign off. You know.
Well, we also need to find out, as I recall now, about the fee from
Paycom.
Paycom was fairly substantial to set this up. And,
I have a feeling there's not gonna be a whole lot of interest myself.
right,
And then you look at the expense that we're gonna have, then it's just maybe not worth it.
that's where I'm at. So I thought it was a dead issue until.
Okay, well,
But I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
talking about Globe Insurance, we had
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Went on the internet and did some checking, but I'm not gonna say what I found out, but it wasn't very good.
well, and remember, everybody is, if they're on IMRF, are covered by a policy. Of course,
Right.
this does offer them other benefits, especially if they got pre-existing, so forth.
And what, did anyone else check on the internet about it?
No, I didn't.
Might look on and see what it says.
Makes no difference to me.
So it's, well, we'll put it on the next agenda, I guess, okay? And if he's got some flyers like Carl suggested, maybe to send out to at least the department heads. We've got well, of course, we don't have a meeting till what, the 19th of September?
Which is,
That'd be fine.
I'll get a hold of him.
Dan?
I haven't had a chance to stop at the shelter, been under the weather a little bit, but I saw Linda and Andrew at Walmart, and both of them said their place was full. Andrew had something on Facebook about not taking any more animals, but we know how that goes. They come out in the evening, drop off 6 puppies or 2 dogs, but you can't do anything about it, you're not gonna turn them away, so. Other than that, everything's okay.
Russ?
The only other thing I had to add is the electrician does know, and he just hasn't been back to look at that light.
No. Oh,
What about the light up there on the north?
The what?
The electrician knows about it, and he hasn't been up there yet to look at it.
Okay,
Right on the clock.
okay.
But we did
Don't
tell
have my
him,
hearing aid.
we did tell him you don't have to worry about it while it's this hot out.
I told him, I said, wait till
although it might be
cools.
cooler up there.
Well, it bothers me, I can't see the time, I can go by it.
Unless you open the windows.
I'm not climbing.
You're not out that late
I'm
at
not
night,
climbing
you're
out.
already in bed.
No, I'm not, I go to church, on Saturday, once in a while. Three miles so religious.
Carl?
We've had a couple get-togethers with the 911 coordinator and the sheriff's department, with the board discussing the combined dispatch. We've got some figures together, and we've got all the figures together to give to Dan, so Dan can take a look at it and come up with a cost on the combined dispatch.
When do we want to do that?
Sooner better, I've got the figures. I mean, it's fairly simple with the information we've got, you know.
Do you want me to get a hold of him and
Yep.
see when he's available?
Yep.
Hopefully, maybe next week.
Yep. I had a call yesterday from a guy that said, I need to meet with you. So I went to Burger King last night about 7 o'clock and met with him. And he was down at West Union last week about the solar farms down there. And there was discussion, there were several landowners in that Darwin Township. And they got their tax bills the other day. And he said several of them said they got an 86% increase in property tax. And he said they were told that it was because of the solar farm has increased the value of the land and 86%. So that was very concerning to me because we'd been told all along, and I've even had a conversation with Dina. She said that the solar farm shouldn't affect even the ground that the solar farm panels are on or the neighboring. It still is assessed as farmland. And there's this separate tax, I don't know what it's called, based off the megawatts, that is substantial, but that is paid by the solar company.
and only starts when they go into production.
Right. So, well, down there it is in
It is in
production,
production.
but I'm gonna talk to Dina.
We need her to call down there
Right.
and find out, because a lot of things get said that may not
Well,
exactly.
the landowners they were at this lunch thing that this guy went to, and he said, "We got the bill."
See, that's not supposed to affect
No. That's stupid.
well, no, I mean, the law's written, so the taxes, the increased value is handled by a different tax. They're
Right.
not supposed to be increasing the actual
Right.
value of the ground.
So we need to look into that, because if this is happening,
Yeah,
you know, it could affect, you know, with.
yeah, we don't want,
No, that takes away the money that they're getting to have the solar farm, they're paying it back in the taxes. That'll make.
Well, they're not paying it back. The poor guy next to them
Yeah.
is paying it.
Right,
Yeah, I mean,
I
mean-
don't
That's
see
not
how that
right.
can be anything more than an assessor error.
yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna try to, today or tomorrow, go talk to Dina, but if not, Wednesday, she'll be at the meeting, talk to her, and have her look into it and see, you know, if there's, just what's going on, because I don't want it to come back,
Right,
well, like
right.
out in, out east.
you know.
yeah, we haven't had any ramifications off that one,
Mhm.
so. You were gonna say something, Augie?
Yeah, Carl, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was talking to Dina last week, and she said she was gonna be out this week.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
family stuff, just
All
on
right, okay.
the calendar.
But still, we need to,
Absolutely, we do.
Find some answers.
what's, what's Casey and that, cause they got that one up.
Well, they're in the process of building it, it's not functional yet.
It's not
but,
functional yet,
no.
yeah.
yeah, see, how long has that been there? How long has it been functioning?
In less than a year, I think.
Okay, I don't see how that's possible. See, that's not the way evaluations are done.
Yeah.
If their ground was,
Yeah,
if their ground, we're paying taxes from a year ago,
Mhm.
so that doesn't even make sense.
Well, they started building it over 2 years ago.
Well, but still, I mean, that's, you get an exemption for X amount of years when you're building.
Mhm.
So that doesn't even make sense.
Well, and he also mentioned something about a 5-year tax abatement, which I didn't understand that, what that was about.
Okay, well,
So anyway,
Dina's gonna have to call down there and
Right.
talk to the assessor and
Yeah,
find
I-
out what's
I just don't want it to happen.
No,
Something happen here.
no, absolutely
Had
not.
the same trouble with Kansas, you ever check on that over there, increase their land value?
I don't know.
Solar farm in
Of course,
Kansas.
that's, what, 30 acres?
But still,
Oh,
it, I mean,
a very
I'd
big
be
one over
ticked
there.
if it was my 30 acres and all of a sudden I'm paying extra 86% on my taxes.
So, I just wanted to pass that on.
Yeah.
So that's concerning, if it's all true.
And the Farm Bureau should be aware of that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think that Wyatt would go, they would have caught that by now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because if the solar farm goes out to your house, you know, you get a double your taxes on your property, you're not gonna be very happy.
Not very happy at all.
Yeah. So,
Carl, I'll reach out to Dina. I'll email her and let her know that
Yeah,
we'd like to talk to her.
yeah,
Just
okay,
put it on her radar.
all right.
And I didn't ask for public comment,
I
but
can
my
say
bad,
that, yeah.
my bad. So we'll go with the public comment. We ask that you identify yourself and keep any comments to within 5 minutes. So do you have anything you want to address the board with today?
No, sir, I'm just here to learn.
So are we all.
Yeah,
So, well, thanks for being here.
yes.
You're welcome.
Right.
Thank you for allowing me.
I don't think I had anything else. Oh, I did, I brought up about the methane gas wells,
We'll ask you about that again.
and I remembered to bring the information, so I'll give this to you, Lisa, and you could reach out to the guy to see if they have, I mean, I've got a permit number, I've got township information, the name of the company and all that, because they got some signs up down there, but reach out to that guy and,
Are they actually methane gas wells, or are they gonna put CO2 in those?
no, they're methane gas, they're burning off methane that's
Okay,
in.
all right,
the
I just
ground.
wondered.
Not- it's-
You know what methane has in it, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. I checked on it. Not good.
but that's the information on the signs.
So they're called Ross.
Well, Ross
Oh,
is
they're
the
there.
owner,
Ross is the owner, okay.
on two of the, there's 2 or 3 wells that's on Ross, south of Sanford, and then there's 2 of them east of New Providence. They're all in Elbridge Township. But
Okay.
that's the information on the sign, so that gives him something
Sure.
when he talks to, I forget now, Department of Natural Resources, I think is who oversees that.
Will do.
Have landowners in that area said anything since? Dave Anderson, you ever talked to him about it?
Yeah, I talked to him and
Is he all
things.
okay with?
Well, he just wonders what's going on.
Okay, I just wanted,
Yeah.
haven't talked to him for a while.
But the ones east of New Providence, there's a guy over in Indiana, I can't think of his name, that owns the land.
Okay.
Last week, what's the name of the company? It's Maggart's,
Ava.
APA.
Yeah,
They're, can't think of the 2 guys.
Andy?
Andy and, well, the ones that met with you. We met out here, they met with Road Commissioner Stratton, they met with Jimmy from the county highway to start the discussion on the road use agreement.
Yep.
Had about an hour meeting and kind of let them know what was going on, and then later on, as it gets closer, they'll be sitting down and actually ironing out the road use agreement.
are they gonna be able to cross the property, get the power line?
Yeah,
They were got,
they've
okay.
got it,
That was one of the problems they had.
right, they've got that all ironed out.
All right.
And then you guys can report on what they told you about the application.
Lisa?
Yeah, so we met with them after Carl and his group did. And they anticipate filing the application on August 26th, Augie. And they said they'll be bringing you the required number of hard copies plus an electronic. Yeah. Then we talked about looking at a timeline, and we have set a public hearing tentatively for September 22nd, either during the day, because that is a study session, either during the day, during our study session timeframe, or in the afternoon. I just heard from Andy, our attorney. He said that date's clear, works for him. I just need to let him know as soon as we find out from Ava, because they had to
What about
coordinate.
having in the evening one time, just see how many people show up? Now, we had one time over here,
Right.
just had 50, 60 people there. Can't remember what it was about, but remember that?
It was about when.
When now?
It's a win.
Yeah, yeah.
When March.
Maybe try it in the evening, we'll see how many people.
Yeah,
show
well,
up.
and we did talk about both
Yeah.
times, kind of trying to
Yeah.
determine what the schedules were,
Right.
so I agree.
People
with you.
ask about what's about.
Well, see, they had a public information meeting about a month ago
Yeah,
in the
that's
evening
quite a
at
few
the high
people.
school.
Yeah, high school, yeah.
And there was
I'm gonna say quite a
30,
few
40
showed up,
people
right?
maybe showed up there.
Because they're off work and they have time to come.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
so
one.
we had talked about when we got a time nailed down, maybe holding it in the Prospect Bank Community Room. And then, just to remind you, we had talked about holding the hearing for the standalone battery storage and wind at that same time, so we'd be doing all 3. I think a lot of the same people would be interested in all 3. And that way we would be combining some costs for our attorney. So now that I've heard from our attorney, I need to get back with APA and let them know. Then just bits, I just did some facts as they were telling us. The batteries would arrive in their permanent containers. The substation would be coming in on a 15-axle trailer. I said it would be nice to know if they'll be coming from the east or the west, just out of
Yeah.
curiosity.
But, yeah, they'll be coming in on 150 and it won't get on on township roads.
Right, it
It'll come
would be
straight off
set
of 150
right off
too.
150.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And that was really the only truly heavy thing that would be coming in, so as opposed to wind where there's so much more to consider.
Well,
And
but it
radiuses.
should be in good shape, just repaved all of it. Should be in good shape.
We did talk to them about the issues that Douglas County has had
Yeah.
in the past, and said we we don't expect a repeat of that and how traumatic that was for that area. So we want to guard against anything that's.
And we talked about that, because if you remember, down here at the bottom of the 5 Mile Hill, and all the way across the county, all the problems we had when they put that power line.
Right.
We mentioned that to them and said that was a mess.
We don't
And we don't want that to
I remember
happen.
that. 3
The
years
county
of
is
that.
pretty gun shy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was 3 years of a mess.
So really, there's nothing else going on. We're just in a holding pattern, waiting for them to file their application. I just was communicating with Andy, the attorney, and said that our next, the study session prior to this study session and the hearings would be September 8th, if he could get anything to us before then on the other 2 ordinance proposals, so that we could look at those before that meeting occurs. Otherwise, I feel like we're gonna need to have a meeting to discuss just those 2 ordinance proposals.
Which we can do. It's part and parcel of it.
Yeah. So I think, did you have anything you wanted to add on that conversation?
No, I was just trying to go through that discussion, but it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was. Then, I went to Galena. I'm not a golfer,
I am.
and I don't think anybody should have that day, but boy, they were. So, I like a lot of meat. There was not a lot of meat at this conference, but there was enough to have justified going. And it's like a lot of things, it's who you meet and who you talk to, as much as it is the presentations. It was interesting to know, there were 45 counties, about 200 attendees. The only large county that I knew of that was down there were Madison and St. Clair, and they do always participate, but we had the best, and I've gone to a lot of conferences over time with a lot of keynotes, but Jackie Joyner Kersey spoke, and then she gave us all a copy of a book, which was not a new book, of autobiography. She is a woman with a huge heart and grew up in some really amazingly not great circumstances in East St. Louis, but she had a pretty awesome parents. Her dad was 14, her mom was 16 when her older brother was conceived. And they had 4 kids and they stuck together. And her older brother was a gold, I had forgotten this, he was an Olympic gold champion at the same time that she was silver the first time. Yeah, 50% success rate on having Olympic champions. And her heart, she got her start through their community club, like a Boys and Girls Club, and she went back and it was closed. And that gave her her mission in life. And she has done amazing things through basically a Boys and Girls Club and the vision of what it can and should be for a community. So, that was just a really awesome speech, and it was short, and she doesn't have an arrogant bone in her body. Talked about several different things. Property tax lawsuit that didn't include us, thank goodness. I still don't really understand what it was about, but we're doing it right and we shouldn't change.
Wish I knew what that was.
They talked about it and I still didn't understand it, but, yeah, we just need to not change what we're doing. They don't believe the township bill to do away with townships, they don't believe that will be revived. I don't believe in never saying never, or in never saying never. There's been some, the other one that was worth it was the very last one, which was a guy named Mark Pruitt, who is an energy consultant, who has worked for the state, and he's worked in a lot of different capacities. And he gave some stats that were interesting. He said solar, and he said he reports facts. He's not into political. He just reports facts. Solar generates power 19% of the time, wind 30% of the time. He anticipates 50 to 60% of the wind and solar won't get built without subsidies. And those were the facts I thought were the most interesting. And he was talking about in California, that's the one place because they have a different model for how they do solar, with it being over parking lots and on so many houses, which I can attest. And he said that's about the only place that the bell curve is the opposite, where there is less power used overall during the day than there is other, because so many, they are getting so much of their power from solar, as opposed to the rest of us where there isn't as much solar and it isn't as widely used, widely applied. So that was pretty interesting. If time allows, I will go again next year. Like I said, there was enough to make it worthwhile that I could have stood to sit through twice as many programs for the bang for the buck. But it won't cost us because Augie should receive a check for mileage, so I'll turn my mileage in and then it gets reimbursed by them. So there was no cost to us. Just my time. I think that's all I have.
Okay. Don, or tax bills, I haven't talked to Don since late last week, but they were due to go out here late this week, I believe. Yes, it's right, probably. Go ahead.
I stopped in this morning and I saw Jennifer, and she said that it looks like they're gonna go out on Wednesday.
Oh, so a couple of days early.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm sure everybody will be excited about
I
that.
told all my friends, got a present coming. They were happy.
You just like fanning that fire, don't you? No wonder they give you heck all the time.
Oh, yeah, I can take it.
Anyway, I did get a couple reports, updated reports to Carl and Russ, finally, that we hadn't seen for a few months because the treasurer being out. The budget information is out to all the department heads, and we're looking for that stuff to come in the first part of September. So we'll start building the budget then. I started working on the levy. We'll see how that winds up. The equalized assessed value of the county went from 369, or 363, 463 million, up to 502. So it was quite a jump, 7.4% jump in the equalized assessed value. And that's because of assessments and the state doing their thing as far as forcing the county to, or all the counties, to come more in line with the actual values of homes and property. The real estate market the last couple of years has just been nuts. So, at any rate, I just wanted to let you know, keep you posted. Hopefully I'll have updated documents for everybody on seeing how we're doing this year Wednesday morning. And we should have a cash flow analysis also, so. Any questions? Hearing nobody has anything else to say? Okay, motion to adjourn. Russ moves, Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Thanks. Thanks, Bill.